Hi, I'm Madison, and I'm going to be interviewing for your grad school applicancy.
I'm Kasey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Okay, so first of all, tell me about yourself.
I am graduating from Western Washington University this spring with a degree in kinesiology with a specialization in movement studies. And I also was able to get a minor in psychology and Spanish. I have spent most of my time as an undergrad I found out my love for research actually through the department, and so I've been pursuing a lot of research and working with other graduate students on different types of their research projects for theses, and also TAing, and I've been spending a lot of the last 4 quarters at Western with a TA-ship in some different department, whether it be biology or kinesiology. During undergrad, I also rowed. So I've been in rowing for Western Washington for 4 years, and that's definitely been part of my identity. As a student athlete, it's definitely a different ball game from just a normal student because I don't have a lot of extra time. Yeah.
What are your greatest strengths?
My greatest strengths are that definitely in human anatomy, because I've spent so much time practicing, and I was a TA for human anatomy and physiology through the biology department, and also TA for functional anatomy, which is more injury and rehabilitation in the kinesiology department. And I also did well in both of those classes and been able to practice them again and teach them to other people, which has really thickened my knowledge of both subjects. And it was also something I really enjoyed, so I worked really hard on it. And also, greatest strength would be my work ethic, because I was involved in the crew and also took all science classes throughout my undergraduate degree. And science classes are really time-consuming, and also so is a sport that I decided to choose. And so being able to work through both has been a challenge, but something I really enjoyed.
Great. What are your weaknesses?
My biggest weaknesses are I'm really distractible. And I tend to stretch myself really thin in a lot of different activities and with my education and classes and taking hard classes and doing really hard time-consuming sport. And so I find myself doing a lot of planning towards the future without actually paying attention to what I'm doing in the moment. So a lot of times I'm thinking about what I have to do later in the week rather than focusing on what I have to do right then to just prioritize my time and what I need to be doing, and that's been a struggle throughout my undergraduate degree, but something I'm working on and getting a lot better at as I continue.
Why would you like to pursue your graduate education here at Western?
I chose Western because Western has both a great department in kinesiology with professors that I've worked with throughout my degree that I really enjoyed and that know me and can help me cultivate what I want to do with my research, and also have been really incredibly encouraging and supportive of my decision to go to grad school. And also it offers a option to be a teacher's assistant along with furthering my education. I can actually educate undergrads, which is, I found out, a big part of what I want to do in the future. And so having both those things, being able to have medicine in a research and educational route, is really cool and really unique, I think, to the department.
Describe a difficult problem that you faced in your career and how you overcame it.
My career mostly being in education. I have had part-time jobs, but doing both sport and school has been really difficult, and so I've been focusing mostly on education. And a problem that I've faced is getting enough sleep, because without enough sleep, I cannot do everything that I need to do, I can't focus as well. I can't do the studying that needs to be done, or be most proficient at my sport and doing everything and being able to balance all those things by getting enough sleep and spending enough time on my studies and getting through all the workouts I have to do for rowing has been really, really difficult, but something that I did have to work on. And just like knowing myself that I need to have my alone time and a little bit of time with like other people, but also being able to be enough, like disciplined enough to go to bed at a certain time so I can function the next day is something that I've trying to perfect, but I'm getting a lot better at as time goes on, and that's something that I can definitely like carry on later.
What would you say your greatest achievement has been?
My greatest achievement would have to be winning nationals for rowing in 2017. And that was really cool because I had spent 3 years on the team, like working up to that moment, and by my freshman year we didn't even go to nationals or have a chance at winning. And so no one thought 3 years later that we would be able to get to where we were. And so that was the point that I was actually admitted into the kinesiology department, and so I was able to take what I was learning from the kin department and apply it to my training, and that made me better and a better athlete and a lot stronger, and I understood like what my body was going through with like physiology and like stress physiology. And so that was really cool to be able to apply what I was learning there to make myself a better rower and a better athlete, and then be able to go on to win this national award, and just all the work that I put in, just like in the sport and also in my education, and have it collide was really, really cool and really rewarding.
Describe the classroom or lab environment that would allow you the most efficiency to operate.
Well, I would say a lab that has a lot of hands-on, just like learning. So anything that has, you can actually use the equipment because in lecture you're taught about all these like different tests that can be done, and the ability to actually use the equipment is like really, 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 really helpful to further education. And also having models and just seeing real world examples of the different things that you're learning. And just as a teacher and doing, or as like a teacher's assistant and teaching different labs, I learned that you should always have like all different types of learning involved in education. So having like kinesthetic and auditory and also visual is really important. So that's why I like the models, and I like being able to actually use the different machines and equipment, and then also adding lecture in there is really cool. And also working with people and working individually and having self-learning and help when you need it, I think is all really important.
Perfect. Well, Kasey, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I do. So with the application process, will I be able to actually choose the classes that I could potentially TA for in the future?
You know, we're going to let our professors pick. It'll probably be whatever area you specialize most in. There are a limited amount of positions, so you get what you get, and we'll let you know.
Is there a possibility to defer if I wanted to have a year, because I'm applying now, but if I wanted to have a year of hands-on experience at like another job before I actually come back to school and have a little break from just being a student?
You know, you may have to apply again, but if you get in this time and come back with more qualifications, I would be very surprised if you didn't get in the second time, but the TA ship may be filled by then. So if we offer it, I highly recommend that you take it. Perfect. Well, Kasey, Thank you for your time.
Yes, thank you.